Okay, so here's my strategy on how I'm going to be farming Taiko's Season 1 airdrop. Basically, their Taiko Trailblazers campaign. Yeah, so let's first take a look at the official tweet that came from Taiko. They'll be launching 12 million tokens during their first season, and 10 million will be to the community, of which 1 million will go to the top two levels, levels 13 and 14. What will help you get your airdrop? Basically, these activities over here, bringing in your transaction volume and your transaction count. I think these three would be the most relevant for most crypto users out there. Diving right in, head over to trailblazers.taiko.xyz and create your profile. Yeah, so over here you can see all the transactions that you have made and how many points you can earn. Then when you click on Discover, you'll land on the ecosystem page, and over here you can explore all the applications that are within the Taiko ecosystem. Yep, and diving into this was how I shortlisted all the strategies that I have that I will be sharing shortly. So for this strategy here, the goal is to achieve two key things. One is to farm the Taiko airdrop, and second is to simultaneously see if we can farm other airdrops that are happening within some of these applications within this ecosystem. So category one, let's start with bridging. So this is sort of like a GameFi version that's built on top of Orbiter Finance. This is Astra. So over here, basically, it's a very cool interface, but what it basically does is bridging. So let me just show you. I would suggest that you bridge from an L2, like let's say base or even linear, or over to Taiko because the transaction fees are much lower. So let's say right now I want to bridge 0.005 ETH, let's say, from base to Taiko. Yep. So now I'm sending over 0.005 ETH, basically around 17 bucks, over from base to Taiko, and the transaction is completed. So this does a couple of things. It helps you to qualify for this airdrop over here, and it also counts towards the Orbiter task and quest as well. What we can also do is you can click on Daily Boost. Yeah, and you can boost every day. You can boost for one of these different ecosystems which are represented by planets. So this is for the first category of activities, which is bridging. I would like to use this bridge because this helps me to hit two potential airdrop targets. Okay, let's go to the next category. So for the next category, there will be DEXes, and I've shortlisted two, Izumi and Kodo. Why? Because Izumi right now has a point system, and within these point systems, it actually qualifies you for even more airdrops, possibly as you accumulate more points. Kodo is potentially launching its own airdrop as well. I actually think it's pretty soon. So by hitting these two targets, you potentially qualify yourself for their airdrops as well. To clock in the volume, I will do transactions in relatively lower amounts to start. So let's say I'm looking at converting some ETH. Over to Taiko. 0.001. Okay. Proceed to do the swap. Okay, the swap was successful. So next up, I will swap the same small amount over to USDC. Okay, the swap was successful. Okay, so after you have done your swap, you can then head over to the liquidity pools and look at adding liquidity to the USDC and Taiko. Yep, select your fee tier. I like my ranges a bit smaller. I do active management, so I refresh everything. And then I'll add in the Taiko and the USDC. Okay, there was a small glitch earlier, but yeah, the liquidity pool was successfully deposited. So you can see over here, my USDC and Taiko are in range for Izumi. So with this, we have done 2 swaps and contributed to a liquidity pool. So next up, we will head over to Kodo. So I'll do something quite similar for Kodo. Yeah, so I'll swap 0.001 ETH again into Kodo. Okay, the swap was successful. And swap a small amount of ETH into Taiko as well. Yeah, so once you have both of this, you will head over to liquidity. So that's 2 transactions as well. Head over to liquidity and add into this Kodo Taiko pool. I chose this because the yield is pretty high as well. So over here, you can just go with the max and then deposit liquidity. Now that the allowance is approved, you have to click approve to deposit the tokens in the pool. Yeah, and the deposit is successful. So again, they had 3 transactions, swap from ETH to Kodo, ETH to Taiko, and contribute to the liquidity pool. So instead of going with a one shot, put in $100, 1K, I'm going to split it into all these micro transactions to both hit the volume, the frequency, and the overall amount over time, over a span of maybe 1 to 2 months. Okay, now for the next category, we look at NFTs, so of which some of these are domains. You can go to .taiko.me and you can mint your own domain. I've already done one, but just to show you, so I'm going to go with growthbytes.taiko. It would cost around $5. Yeah, so this is one-off. You don't do this all the time, but again, this contributes to your transactions and again allows you to interact with different smart protocols within the system. Okay, next up, we will look into NFTs, even more NFTs. So the application of choice for me would be micro3.io. Why? Because they're having their own airdrop as well. So over here, you can go over to airdrop, you can connect your wallet, and you can mint your own micro ID. It will cost around $3. Okay, and it's minted. So next up, we will need to tweet about this. Yep, got the points, and then follow them on X. And join their Discord. Yeah. And we've completed this, so we can join the airdrop hub. Okay, so we have 111 points right now. Okay, next up, we are gonna create our actual NFT collection. Let's call this the play. Personalities. Let's call this play. Upload the collection image in the description. So this was one of the past exhibitions I did. So I'm just going with that for now, and then I'll deploy this collection. So this is a Chara, and I click on publish. Okay, and the collection is created. Okay, so for the next NFT option, we have Moki, and over here you can head over to Taiko, and you can also mint this too, low cost. Okay, so for this free mint, you have to complete 3 tasks. You have to follow them, like their posts, and post about this free NFT. After that, you click on mint, and then it will cost around 3 cents gas fees. Okay, and it says it's a success. Last but not least, I would recommend that you constantly check out two websites, priority given to layer 3. So under layer 3, you can actually go under the ecosystems and click on Taiko to see whether there's any new quests that you can do. I believe this will actually contribute towards your airdrop as well. Okay, next up we have Galaxy as well. So not sure how to pronounce this website, but anyway, this is another quest platform. You can see whether there's any new quests, earn points, and I believe this would contribute to your airdrop as well. Okay, so that concludes the 4 categories of actions you need to take for the Taiko airdrop. Just a quick recap. The first one would be to bridge in. I am looking at bridging in smaller amounts on a daily basis in order to both hit the frequency, the volume, and overall add up to a larger amount as well. Yeah, so my choice would be Astra that's built on top of Orbiter, and that will qualify us for these airdrops as well. Okay, next up, the two DEXes of my choice would be Izumi and Kodo. So the plan for both of them is the same. So I'll be swapping small amounts over to on Izumi to USDC and Taiko, and then contributing to this liquidity pool. Similar for Kodo, I'll be swapping to Taiko and Kodo and then contributing to that liquidity pool as well. For both liquidity pools, I'll be keeping tight ranges and doing active management. Out of range, I will withdraw and then deposit back in. Yeah, so all of this will increase the volume of interactions I have with the chain. In terms of NFTs, I'll be looking at, for domains, .taiko domains. In terms of NFTs, I'll be looking at MicroTree and Moki, seeing whether there's any new NFTs to mint and creating my own collections over time as well. Yeah, and finally, the last group of actions I'll be looking at is to complete my quest on Layer 3 and Galaxy. Yeah, again, do not pronounce this, hope I'm getting right. Okay, so that concludes my overall strategy to farm the Taiko Trailblazers Season 1 airdrop. If you all have any better ideas, better strategies, do share it in the comments below. I would love to hear them. And in the meanwhile, have a great week.